This school is for studying, not your stage to throw your weight around. And don't bring all that nasty garbage from the outside world into this school. She was obviously talking about someone. Her sharp eyes swept right over me as I stepped into the classroom. The entire class instantly turned to look at me, some curious, some surprised, some openly enjoying the drama. And then there was that flash of smug satisfaction in Tom's eyes. I met Anna's icy stare without the slightest fear. There was even a faint smile at the corner of my mouth. Anna, so this is your opening line? Pretty lame. My dear sister, our game officially starts here in this classroom. Senior year class 1, a City Experimental High's A Science class, was filled with the top students in the grade and kids from the most powerful families. I stood at the door, facing Anna's icy stare and all the different looks from the class. It almost felt like I was back in my past life, that careful, isolated transfer kid nobody wanted around. But this time was different. Reporting in, my voice was calm, with no emotion in it at all. Anna adjusted her glasses. The look behind those lenses was sharp as a blade, but instead of letting me in, she spoke coldly. Jack, it's your first day and you're already late. So that's your attitude toward studying? I lifted my wrist and checked the time. My tone stayed casual. Ms. Anna, the bell doesn't ring for another minute. If that counts as late, then at least half the class in here is late too. A few suppressed chuckles spread through the room. Anna's face darkened. She clearly hadn't expected me to talk back in public.
Sharp tongue. Even if you're not technically late, coming in right before the bell still shows a sloppy attitude.
The top class has its own rules. It's not like those places you used to be in. The classism in that line was obvious. Ms. Anna, where I came from, the first thing teachers taught us was to respect the facts. So I guess the rules in your top class are basically made up. Anna got hit with that comeback so hard she froze for a second, her chest rising and falling. She was furious. She took a deep breath, forced the anger down, and pointed to an empty seat in the last row, right next to the trash can. That's your seat. I hope you'll behave yourself and not affect the other students. That was the worst seat in the whole class. I just shrugged and walked over under the class's mixed looks, some sympathetic, some just waiting for a show. As I passed Tom, he shot me a look full of fake concern and hidden satisfaction. Brother, Ms. Anna is just a little strict. Don't take it to heart. I ignored him. After I sat down, the student next to me instinctively slid their chair a little farther away, like I might rub off on them somehow. Anna started the lesson. Today's topic was electromagnetic induction, and it wasn't easy. Her teaching was organized and clear, she knew her stuff, but every now and then her eyes drifted my way, full of undisguised judgment and disgust. This next problem was the final problem from last year's physics competition. It's a hard one. Anyone want to come up and try it? Anna wrote a complicated problem on the board and the room went quiet. It really was hard pulling together several concepts at once. Tom frowned slightly, clearly thinking through it. He was the physics class rep and always one of the top students. A few other students who were good at physics looked eager to try too, but they were still calculating. Anna swept her gaze across the room and then let it land on me. A cold little smile curled at the corner of her mouth. Jack, you just transferred in from out of town, so your foundation is probably a little weak, but being willing to try is a good thing. Why don't you come up and show everyone what level you're at? The provocation in her voice was obvious. She was clearly waiting to watch me make a fool of myself. The whole class looked at me again. There was a flash of satisfaction in Tom's eyes. He knew exactly how hard this problem was. How could a country bumpkin like Jack possibly solve it? If I went up there, I'd just embarrass myself. Everyone figured I'd either back down or force myself up there and crash hard. I set down the pen in my hand and slowly stood up under the eager stares from Anna and Tom. Sure. My voice wasn't loud, but it carried clearly through the entire classroom. With everyone staring in shock, I walked up to the podium. I picked up the chalk and, with almost no pause, started writing on the board. Let the effective length cutting the magnetic field lines be L and the velocity be V. According to Faraday's law of electromagnetic induction, and taking the coil's self-inductance into account, you need to use the differential element method here. My chalkwork was unbelievably smooth. The steps were clear and the logic was airtight. It was even cleaner and smarter than the solution Anna had expected. The chalk scratched across the board, making crisp tapping sounds. It felt like every tap was landing right on everyone's nerves. The room had gone completely silent, and all that was left was the sound of me writing. The cold smile on Anna's face had frozen long ago. What replaced it was pure shock and disbelief. That line of reasoning was even better than the reference solution she knew. How could a so-called loser from the countryside do something like this? Tom's eyes went wide too. He stared at the board without blinking, the color draining from his face like he'd just seen a ghost. In less than 3 minutes, I finished the final answer, set down the chalk, and dusted off my hands. Ms. Anna, I'm done, so is it right? Anna stared at the flawless solution on the board. She opened her mouth, but no words came out. Someone in the class started clapping first. Then scattered applause followed, and before long it turned into full-on applause. These top students might bully transfer kids, and they might judge people by family background. But when it came to somebody with real ability, they still respected it. I looked at Anna, whose face had gone ashen, and Tom, who looked completely shaken, and laughed to myself. If you're going to slap someone in the face, you do it in the thing they think they're best at. In my last life, they framed me and ruined my college entrance exam. But later, in all that drifting and chaos, I taught myself college-level physics. In some areas, I even built up real depth. So what is one high school competition problem supposed to be to me? Nice luck. You probably just happened to have seen a similar problem before. Anna finally found her voice again and tried to save face. Go sit down, pay attention in class. Don't act like solving one problem makes you special. I couldn't even be bothered to argue. Under the class's complicated stares, I calmly walked back to my seat. For the rest of that class, nobody dared look at me like I was some country nobody anymore. Then the bell rang. Anna almost ran out of the classroom. I had just packed up my things and was about to step out for some air when someone blocked my way. It was Lucy. She was in Tom's class right next door.
Jack, what did you do to Anna?
Lucy demanded angrily. She had obviously already heard what happened in class. What could I have done to her? I just answered the question she asked. What? Ms. Anna can't handle losing? Bull crap, you had to have used some dirty trick. I'm warning you, stay away from Anna and Tom or you're gonna regret it. There it was again. My eyes turned cold. I stepped closer to her. Lucy, did you already forget what happened this morning? Or do you want to find out what it feels like to get humiliated in public too? The pressure from my height alone made Lucy go pale and instinctively step back.